We knew about this Brock and Cena thing. We talked about it last week. They want to go head to head with All Out. Now, here's the information that we didn't know last week. They could be debuting on ESPN. This could be their practice show for the ESPN app in going head to head with All Out. And that is an interesting piece of this because it would really be about how hard ESPN promotes this thing, I think, as far as what it could do to dent All Out. But here's from our friend Brian Rose on F4W. He said, PW Insider reported on Sunday that there have been discussions that the previously reported WWE PLE for September 20th could end up airing on ESPN going head-to-head with the All Out pay-per-view. PW Insider describes the move as a preview of the type of programming WWE will bring to that new partnership. Additionally, they were told that plans to unveil the still unannounced PLE, including where it will be broadcast, will be announced sometime this week. So we will have an idea sometime this week. Now, here's the thing that I immediately thought, and my buddy John Quinn and I were texting about it. Can they put it on the linear ESPN channel? Our friend Ryan Frederick says not so fast because they have college football. Mm-hmm. And I would imagine college football rates better than anything WWE could do, even for a middle of the road game. But then Brian Alvarez tweeted, I can confirm the working idea is the September Brock versus Cena PLE airing on ESPN and perhaps all of the other PLEs this year as well.
Wow.
So how does that work? Like Peacock is just going to be like, all right, we're good.
Like maybe ESPN buys them out.
ESPN could license them from Peacock.
Maybe WWE's already filled their contract of how many PLEs they're allowed to do because of all these extra ones they've been doing.
Because the original story about ESPN was it was going to start at WrestleMania next year.
Right.
So we're talking, 8 months. Yeah, or whatever it is until
I had a thought. Now, Ryan's point about not airing on ESPN against college or replacing college football made a lot of sense. What if they did a thing where they put it live on the app, but then aired it the next day on ESPN? So now not only are you airing it head to head with AEW, but you're also possibly hurting the replay value of people buying AEW by airing something the same weekend on ESPN. So where a lot of people might be, that AEW show was great, but you know what? There's this WWE show on ESPN. Maybe I'll just watch that. That they could do that. And I think a lot of people would watch it the next day on ESPN because the app is still fairly new. People probably don't even know they have it in a lot of cases, so they might do that. But I do think like a Brock Cena match on ESPN, wherever it is, that's going to hurt AEW. Like there's no question. The question is whether or not ESPN wants to hurt themselves by replacing college football with it. Like I don't.
Yeah, I would probably bet against that. But still, being on the app, like let's say, I don't know how. ESPN's probably in 60 some odd million homes. Out of that, I don't know how many people would get the app because I don't think they've done all the deals. I will get the app, but so if you even say half, that would be 30 million people who would have access to that show, and then how many over the top that they sell. I think they only expect to get to like 2 million non-cable homes in like the first year. So they have smaller goals, but still 30, let's say there's 20 to 30 million homes with this app on day one who could watch that show. That is a nice little audience for whatever WWE wants to run. And then you also have that week of, you're going to see lots of WWE talent on the shows. What I don't, and who knows what kind of shows that they're going to create for this app, right? Because you need content on this app. Matt, can you imagine how many wrestlers are going to be on the Pat McAfee show that week?
Oh, it's going to be it.
They're probably going to any mention of AEW is going to be super negative. Like, I think they're going to be playing dirty, though. They may not just want to bring up AEW just to not even get the name out there, but it's going to be, I think it's going to kind of bring out the worst of the competition here. So I don't know.
And it's funny because with ESPN now, they're probably going to use that McAfee show as like a newsbreaker kind of show. Like if you got a new signee, you put them on the Pat McAfee show because they got a lot of viewers for that show. I mean, and in their minds, especially Nick Khan, like he thinks, oh, everybody that watches sports watches Pat McAfee. No, it's not true at all.
I mean, it's there's a social aspect to Pat McAfee.
True. Yeah.
Because his group of his team, his production team is really good at finding the younger audience through social and stuff. And the fact that the show's also streamed on YouTube for one, like it's not only on ESPN, it's also on
YouTube.
Any
newsworthy item that comes up on that show is probably viewed by like 10 times as many people as actually watched it.
Right.
Because it's immediately on YouTube and that, yeah.
It's really the Pat McAfee WWE relationship on the same network is kind of perfect.
Yeah, absolutely.
The same knuckleheads in the same like
yeah.
Just that, that bro style that Pat McAfee does, like that fits a decent part of WWE's young demographic.
Yeah, he should get in those frat boys from ROH. With the 40-year-old college student.
Like, imagine if Pat McAfee knew who Swipe Right was. He would just have them just sit in like they're the Ed McMahons on his show.
Oh, that's coming, man. Zeta Steele. Oh man, she'd be. I know way too much about those guys. I watch all that stuff.
All right, so let's try and do we're a month out, just a little bit over a month out, and we'll have more finalized stuff. It sounds like later this week. But let's say All Out. Let's say it is in the neighborhood of like 115,000 buys. What percentage of a chunk do you think WWE could take out of their number?
I mean, I would say probably 20 to 25%.
I was thinking about that too.
Yeah, you're talking 90, 95, which again, like in the big picture, like that's nothing. It's
totally
$500,000.
I think the bigger thing is
it's the ego.
The ego, but you're just trying to take up all of the internet space with your stuff.
Yeah,
over AEW's
and
stuff.
That's what I think ultimately all this counter programming is about. It's not about hurting the buy rates. Like I don't think WWE cares one bit that All In got 180,000 buys. I think what they care about is Google searches and like other things that we're not even looking at. Like they care way more about that stuff than we do because they don't want AEW to get that same kind of momentum that they got in 2019, 2020, 2021. Like they're trying to make sure that doesn't happen again. And I think that they'd be better off just worrying about their own product, but that's not the tack they're taking apparently.
Yeah. And the one way this thing could work against them is if there's so much product that it just burns out their own fans. We haven't seen that yet, by the way. We have not.
Or if something really bad happens with like Brock, in that lawsuit and it bites them in the ass. Like if something breaks on that weekend, you mean
like if Dana White slaps his wife or something?
Well, if I'm Ann, whatever her last name is, the lawyer for Ann Callis, I should have remembered that. If I'm Ann Callis and I got news about Brock, I'm saving it for September 19th.
Yeah,
like. You want that out there the day he comes back on SmackDown, which I guess it'd be September 12th, maybe, because that's when I think he's returning to WWE TV, I believe is the schedule right now. So yeah, you want that out there timely, and you want WWE to look bad. So if there's anything that's going to break about Brock, it's going to be on that day, I think.
Yeah. By the way, I didn't mean to make light of Dana White's.
No,
wife,
but I know what you mean.
That was a blip for like a little while, and no one even cares.
Well, and the timing should have been horrible. Like Power Slap was just about to debut and didn't hurt him at all.
Dude, they caught that on camera too.
They're going to Power Slap's probably going to end up getting a media rights deal out of all this, which is ridiculous.